Now, our mate Martino Sclavi wrote a book from the precipice of death when he got this brain tumour. Everyone assumed he was going to die. It was in Los Angeles with me. It was when I was still married. It was a strange time. I was getting ready to come back to England to win a comedy award. Me and Martino was trying to produce a film, which I think that you wrote along with Cockety Lockety Trevor the Lockety, called Bad Father. It was too hard to write.
You all did a read-through. Me, you and Martino did a read-through of it. And then he just said, I want to lie down have a rest. And then boom.
No, if you have to lie down, have a rest, Martino. Bloody hell, what's wrong with you?
That's out of character for Martino.
Yeah, he never lays down and has a rest. Anyway, he had a terrible brain tumour. We all just had to adjust to him dying. Awful business. Me and Jeeves stood round his bed. Oh my God.
God, that was terrible.
It's not nice when you think someone's going to die and people.
Did he know who you were?
No, we had this fight in the bed, because they needed to put a tube down his genitals so that he could wee. Catheter, that's him, mate. And he was fighting, and then he looked at me in this terrible moment. He looked at me and went, "Russ, what is this? What's going on?" And I had to go, "Mate, this some heavy deal's going down. We're afraid we've got to stick this pipe down you." I mean, it was like he was going to die. Then they had to operate on his brain in the dead of night. I had to call his family and do the phone call to the family and everything. It was pretty heavy, actually.
It was his son's third birthday, and so we bought all these little presents for him. And his son doesn't know, and his son's playing on his dad. Oh man,
it was a bleak confrontation with mortality.
Well, after that, so he went to Italy, and the book, right? So I went to.
He subsequently written a book called "The Finch in My Brain" because the tumour was the shape of a finch. Because the upbeat ending to this particular tale, and of course many of these stories end in death, is that Martino Sclavi somehow didn't die. I write the foreword to the book. Yeah. It's an amazing book.
And he wrote a book, but
Finch in My Brain.
They did brain surgery on him while he was awake,
and they
cut bits out of his brain, and then kept saying to him, "Count backwards from 10. What's the capital of, Holland or whatever?" And he had to check these things off a list that
just make sure they hadn't chopped out a bit of his brain.
Just to see what they were cutting out. So they did that, and they got most of the tumour out. But I think I saw him the other day, and he said he's never going to go in remission. It doesn't exist for that type of cancer, right? But and
the other thing is
he can't read.
They chopped out the bit of his brain that meant he could read. So now when he looks at words, they don't mean anything.
Yeah,
to him.
He can write. Type.
He can touch type, read it back. But he can't read.
So he's written a book using. He types it, and then the voice, like computer voice, he calls it Alex, reads it back to him, right? But he's written a whole book, and he can't even read.
What an achievement!
And they read some out, and it's brilliant.
Radio X.